Hey, Scarefest. This is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly. It's a dark, stormy night. There's thunder and lightning outside, and it'll flash. I've turned my extra light off. It's just slightly dark in here. Now, I have had the incredible fortune to have met a lot of my heroes doing the interview moderating gigs. It's been fantastic. I recommend it to any of you if you get the chance to do it, if you're so lucky. Stephen King talks about finding a trunk in his loft of the old house his dad left when he was really young. He was a merchant marine or a merchant sea person, and he left his mom and his two brothers, and they never knew him. And he found this trunk that had belonged to his dad. When he opened it, there was Lovecraft books, and he didn't necessarily know what Lovecraft was, but he knew he had to get to it. And we all have that, right? There was a movie that either screwed you up or something that made you get into not only horror, but science fiction or movies or TV or plays or whatever your little thing is, whatever it is you desire. Now, I don't get scared much. I've seen a lot. One of the things that scared the absolute hell out of me was something called Inside the Closet. Who remembers Tales from the Darkside? Take a second, raise your hand. Tales from the Darkside was a Laurel Entertainment show. It was for syndication. They ran on syndicated networks. They eventually made a spinoff called Monsters. Now, Tales from the Darkside was low rent. George Romero was one of the producers. It was kind of like Twilight Zone, only just mainly horror. You're 6 years old. You catch a segment called Inside the Closet. It's directed by Tom Savini. Tom Savini did special makeup effects for Dawn of the Dead. Some of you all, if you don't know who he is, he was Sex Machine in From Dusk Till Dawn. Good actor, great makeup effects guy, not a half bad director. It was written by Michael McDowell. Michael McDowell would go on to be really famous for writing a character called Beetlejuice. And it starred a guy named Fritz Weaver. He's in one of my all-time favorite Twilight Zones, the Obsolete Man. Where they're going to come kill a guy who still holds on to books, and he's the commandant or whatever. Great character actor. And he's a doctor, and he's renting out this room to this lady named Gail. But over in the corner, he says it was his dead daughter's room. Over in the corner is a small little door, and it was her little closet just made specifically for her. And he said, "No, you can't get in there. It's locked. I've lost the key." She starts to hear scurrying. Things start happening. Gail doesn't know, but she's determined to find out what Dr. Fenner isn't telling her and what's in that little door. Can you guess what's in that little door? The scariest little ugly monster ever. Now, I rewatched this a couple of years ago, and is it as scary as it was when I was a kid? Of course not, but it's still creepy as hell. And I don't know that I was freaked out by anything more than I was that episode at that time. A little bit more about Tales from the Dark Side. I love Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the Crypt was done by HBO and had a ton more money than Tales from the Dark Side. And it was slicker and it was funnier. And there was always a tongue in the cheek. You had the Crypt keeper going, John Cassier's great voice. Tales from the Dark Side was cheaper, uglier, meaner. Inside the Closet is the best Tales from the Dark Side ever made, in my opinion, because it left such an impact on me. The little creature that turns out to be, dun dun dun, I'm not going to spoil it for you, scared the hell out of me. I still remember it vividly. It gave me nightmares for so long. You can watch this on Amazon Prime. So take a moment. It's dark. It's raining. There's lightning. Get on Amazon and watch Tales from the Dark Side. I highly recommend it. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly. I'll see you next week.